That's live. Boom. That's taping. Okay. Catch up to me here. Come on now. We are alive. There we go. Now I can see the chat. Let me push this right here. me. Okay. Let me just wet the whistle. Good morning, nerds. We're going to have your daily nerd brief right now for August the 7th, 2018. Let's start with a big thing going on right now. Don't know if you guys know Alex Jones's InfoWar. He's being accused of hate speech, and they're taking him off of a lot of the online platforms. I know Facebook, Apple, YouTube, and Spotify, Spreaker have all pretty much delisted him. There's arguments to whether this is against free speech or not. Personally, I don't. Hate speech is not free speech, so I can understand. Nobody's telling him he can't say that. They're just saying you're not going to say it on our platform. I'm sure there'll be a lot of backlash on both sides of this in the next coming days, or probably over the next couple weeks. We will lightly touch on this stuff. I just wanted to make you aware of it. I don't really want to go in depth on it. So yeah, if you're a big fan of InfoWars, you're going to have a harder time finding it. If you're not a fan, then you don't really care about this news. Let's go into the world of statues. Sideshow. This isn't a Sideshow piece. It's by Prime One Studios, but they're selling it through the Sideshow website. It's the Batman Who Laughs by Prime One Studios from Dark Knight's Metal. Very iconic character. Hasn't been around long. It's very popular right now. This statue is absolutely beautiful. It's got the Batman Who Laughs surrounded by his 3 Robin goblins on chains. There's going to be a limited edition. They just haven't said how many yet. It's going to sell for $1,199. It's on pre-order, so you don't have to have all that right now. You just you might want to start saving now, or they do have a payment plan. This is from, like I said, Prime One Studios, DC Comics license. The overall size is going to be a beast. It's about 33 inches tall. So it's quite the presence. I mean, it's over 2.5 feet tall. Comes out January. They're expected to ship between January 2020 and March 2020. So you got plenty of time to save up. I would suggest putting it on pre-order. If it's going to be a limited edition, it might actually sell out. You can make payments to Sideshow. But I'll put a link in the description to this statue so you can check it out. If you like statues, but you're on more of a limited budget, Sideshow has you covered there also. They're also carrying the DC Collectibles line. They have just a touch over 12-inch Black Manta with Aquaman coming out. Perfect timing. This is a little over 12-inch tall statue of Black Manta, who's going to be one of the main villains in the upcoming Aquaman movie. This one it's a limited edition also, but it's a limited edition of 5,000, which is a pretty sizable run. It's going to be selling for $165. Again, you can make payments on it. It doesn't come out till late 2018, early 2019. This is not one of those PVC statues that you get a lot of times. This one is poly resin, which is similar to the polystone. It's a little lighter weight. It's a really nice piece. Also, from Sideshow, the DC Collectibles line, they have Mira and Aquaman. These two I'm good with, except for the faces. The faces are always the hardest to get right, And if they're patterning these off of the actual actors from the movie, they missed the mark just a bit. If you don't care about it matching the characters or the actors from the movies, then you'll be fine with these. They are good looking statues in their own right. It's just the faces didn't quite get it. But it's from DC Collectibles. They're not quite up to the standard of Sideshow or Prime One yet. I'm sure they'll get there if they really want to. So those are, if you're a big Aquaman fan, those three pieces would be nice to look up, maybe buy. I'll put the links in the description. Okay, Star Trek fans. We had a little dry spell there for a while with no Star Trek. Now we are getting Star Trek out the wazoo. I told you the other day about Jean-Luc Picard. They're going to make a Star Trek series from him. It's going to continue from the end of Next Generation to where he's at now. We don't know if he's going to be an admiral or he's going to be teaching at the Federation school. We don't know what's going to be going on with him. That CBS All Access has plans to just give you an overdose of Star Trek. They have a bunch of, I shouldn't say a bunch, they have a couple of ongoing series planned that they haven't said yet. Plus, they're going to sprinkle in some mini-series in there for different characters, 5 to 10 episode mini-series, so you can get acquainted with some of the other characters, a little background info on them. But one thing they have announced that they have in plans is Star Trek Short Treks. It's a 4-part monthly series of 10 to 15 mini episodes, mini episodes, showcasing the different characters. So we don't know how long those little mini episodes are going to be. It's going to be 15 minutes or so, a half hour. We don't know. It doesn't say. It's going to be available on CBS All Access, another streaming service. You're going to notice today there's a lot of streaming services popping up that I'm going to tell you about. It seems like everybody's getting their own streaming service. I'm saying this is probably going to be the death knell of cable. Everything I have vision everything going to streaming, and after that is all going to go a la carte. So you'll be able to pick what shows you want and pay per show, similar to iTunes setup. That's my prediction. Master Chief, all you Halo fans, Showtime is in development with a Halo series with Master Chief at the center. That's right, John 117. He's going to be in the Halo series on Showtime. He's going to be the main character. They're going to bounce around from planet to planet. They envision having multiple lead characters, so Master Chief will not be alone. It won't be just him. So you Halo fans, which the game kind of played like a little movie anyway, with a little bit of action, they will be developing it for Showtime. Not a specific date, but they're saying 2020, you will see that. So it might be time to start looking at your Showtime subscription, maybe picking one up, because that's not the only thing Showtime has planned. Let me tell you about the next one. Wonder Woman's Gal Gadot, how you pronounce it, the woman who plays Wonder Woman, will also be playing Hedy Lamar in a new Showtime series. Hedy Lamar was a big Hollywood starlet back in the day, but what they just come to light recently about the woman is she was also a big inventor. She invented quite a few things, and she also was popular for developing, not popular, she did develop jamming signals used by the military. That was her big claim to fame, but she had a couple inventions under her name that wasn't known about. She was known for being a Hollywood actress. So that's another Showtime series that is kind of enticing me to maybe pick up a Showtime subscription. We will see. I told you earlier about CBS All Access bringing in a ton of Star Trek. They have other things. They're not just going to be only Star Trek. They're also working on a new series based on Stephen King's The Stand. This They did this once already in the early 90s, mid 90s with Gary Sinise. This one is going to be an ongoing series. They're developing a lot. You're going to see a lot of Stephen King for some reason. He got hot again. You had the 11/22/63 miniseries, which was really good. I believe James Franco was in that. Castle Rock just debuted not long ago. It's been getting rave reviews. They're developing a show for The Mist, and now they are working on a series. I don't know if it's a series or a miniseries. They haven't really said, for Stephen King's The Stand on their streaming service. They haven't given a specific date. It's a pretty thick book. It's a few inches thick. Great story of good versus evil. I just hope they really capture the menacing evilness of Randall Flagg. I really want to see more Trash Can Man. He was my favorite character. So look for The Stand coming to CBS All Access in 2019. So it looks like I'm picking up a Showtime subscription and a CBS All Access. I'm just going to have subscriptions for everything, it looks like. Okay, comic book fans and live action series, Doom Patrol. They are developing a Doom Patrol live action series, and they have revealed the villain for this series. There is no specific date for this one either, but they look like they've been saying Eric Morden, who is Mr. Nobody. If you're familiar with Doom Patrol, you'll know that name. He is basically a living shadow. He's stuck between dimensions, kind of. He's going to be the villain in this new Doom Patrol series. It's being developed by the DC Universe, Warner Brothers. Another streaming service. I told you today is going to be full of announcements for streaming services. So, DC announced that they're going to have their own streaming service, and I'll be mentioning that later on too. There's a couple more popping up for the DC Universe streaming service through Warner Brothers. They're going to be launching the live action Titans as well. They do have plans for a couple animated series that are going to be on their streaming service. You're going to have Young Justice, Outsiders, Harley Quinn, and Swamp Thing, along with this Doom Patrol series. So I'm going to go broke on subscriptions, it looks like. I'll have to cancel cable and just go subscription only. Okay, Star Wars fans. Finally, we get some good Star Wars news here. They are making a Star Wars series, not an animated series, although they are talking about bringing back Clone Wars, continuing that on as the series. This one's going to be a live action series directed by Jon Favreau. If cost is any consideration, this should be good. The budget for this season is going to be upwards of $100 million. So they're dumping some big cash into the series. I imagine a lot of CGI effects. Maybe a big chunk of it is going to go to some good actors, or they're going to bring in really good actors. It doesn't say. But guess where you're going to see this? That's right, another streaming service. Disney is developing their own premium streaming service. Disney has also said that on their streaming service, they won't have nothing rated R. So that's going to kick out a lot of their Netflix series. I do believe Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and I'm not sure about Iron Fist and Luke Cage, but I'm quite certain Daredevil, Punisher, and Jessica Jones were all rated R. So I'm not sure if they're going to make a second stream for their adult stuff, or if they're just going to keep that stuff licensed out to Netflix. But they have said no rated R on their streaming service. So, like I said, Star Wars series directed by Jon Favreau. And again, no certain date, just 2019. We will see if it's worth the money they're throwing into it. It's with Star Wars, a new Star Wars series, plus a continuation of Clone Wars going into the Disney streaming service. I got to imagine it's going to be pretty successful. There's enough Star Wars fans out there. Let's kick over into it's comics slash movies. Birds of Prey. They have revealed who their villain is going to be for the upcoming movie. It is not the Penguin as everybody suspected. It's going to be the Black Mask. He's another big time criminal. He really likes wearing masks, hence the name Black Mask. It's going to have the Birds of Prey team of Black Canary, Huntress, Renee Montoya, who you probably know as the Question, Harley Quinn, and they've mentioned Cassandra Cain. The synopsis for this, you're going to see Cassandra Cain, very kind of controversial character. Her father was David Cain, and her mother was Lady Shiva. She was brought up through the League of Assassins. She was kept isolated away from people, so she's never had to speak. She's kind of mute. She's illiterate because she's never been taught to read, but she's very deadly. She knows about a million different ways to kill you with a fingernail. So you're going to see the premise I've read is the Birds of Prey are going to save Cassandra Cain from her abusive family. Margot Robbie has been confirmed to return as Harley Quinn in this Birds of Prey movie. I really did like her portrayal of Harley Quinn. I think she did a pretty good job. So I'm looking forward to seeing Birds of Prey. I, for one, like Cassandra Cain. I'd like to see more of her. Very interesting character. She was also Batgirl for a short time, so she could be considered part of the Bat family. So look for that in 2019. Another, sorry about that. Comic book, Justice League number 5, which has already been out. Shouldn't be spoilers. You should have already read it. Legion of Doom's Fortress, the iconic one that kind of looks like Darth Vader's helmet. It's in Scott Snyder's Justice League also. In number 5, they kind of explain. Actually, in number 1, I think you got to see Lex Luthor took it over because it was Vandal Savage's. He took over, killed all the army and Vandal Savage, and took over this fortress, which is Vandal Savage made out of some kind of special metal and other technology so that it would stay hidden. Located, of course, in a volcano, a la Austin Powers. It escapes detection because of all the metal from Skartaris to keep it hidden, and they've used some magic also. Kind of hokey, but hey, it's a comic book. So Legion of Doom's headquarters is hidden. What is interesting in number 5, you find out Lex Luthor has all kinds of stuff laying around that looks kind of Atlantean, Amazonian, Kryptonian. Some stuff looks like it's from Apocalypse. So he's been going around collecting all this stuff, weapons mostly, to make this headquarters very formidable. We don't know what he's gearing up and planning to do. We do know there's an interrogation room, and the Joker he's given Joker free reign to develop this torture room for interrogation. And of course, the Joker, being demented like he is, he tested it all on himself to make sure it worked. Yeah, just another thing to show you that Joker's, they're trying to show how crazy he is. So yeah, Justice League, Scott Snyder. I'd like to see where he's going with this. We'll see what he's building toward. We will see he's on Justice League for probably 50 issues or so. So next couple of years, I hope Scott Snyder takes us to a really cool place with Justice League. Okay, Batwoman. The first time I think I've ever seen her on TV. She's going to be in the Arrowverse crossover in December. That was announced a while back, but just recently they've announced that she's also going to get her own spinoff series. So CW is just collecting all these DC superhero shows under their wing. They're all doing well from what I understand, and CW has said we have no plans of canceling any of them. So, now you have Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, Black Lightning, and now they're going to add Batwoman. This also will probably be one of the, if not the first, it'll be one of the first openly gay characters for CW. Kate Kane is well known in comics that Batgirl is gay. So we'll see how she's received. If there's any kind of backlash from that, I don't understand why there would be, but there's some ignorance out there. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how well she does in this crossover, and I hope her spinoff series does very well. We're going back to streaming services. Disney's streaming service. They have a Lady and the Tramp and Sword in the Stone remakes coming up to their streaming service, live action. That's the two things. Disney, for some reason, is really banking hard on their live action remakes, and now they're pushing really heavy into their streaming service, which is coming up. Some of the live action stuff I really like. Some of it has left me indifferent. I just hope that, because these are two classic Disney cartoons, I'd hate to see them sully the reputation of these movies by making bad live action. Please don't. But Jungle Book I really loved, so hopefully they can capture that lightning in a bottle with these live action series. We will see. Like I said, on Disney streaming, another Disney streaming service. I'm going to go broke with all these streamings. Okay, a Hollywood icon has announced his retirement from acting after his next movie. Robert Redford. He's been acting since the 1960s. He's been around. He's done so many iconic movie characters. It's just hard to believe he's retiring from acting. This upcoming movie, The Old Man, the Gun, it's a story of a 70-year-old career criminal that is a perpetual prison escapee. He's playing the lead role. He said, after this movie, I'm done. I'm hanging up. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the rest of my life and not do any more movies. So he will be missed. The Old Man, the Gun is starring, like I said, Robert Redford. Is also going to have Sissy Spacek, Danny Glover, and Casey Affleck. I mean, that's a pretty good lineup. It's going to play at Toronto International Film Festival on September 28th. It will be playing at Toronto International Film Festival as a national release of September 28th. So you can see Robert Redford's her last hurrah, end of September. Go watch it. Send him off with a big blockbuster movie at the end of his career. He has earned it. Okay, we talked about that one. Another movie here that's based on a video game, Minecraft. They are making a Minecraft movie. I'm at a loss for words. It's gone through 2 different directors now. The newest one just left amid differences with the game's developer. I'm not sure if the game developer is just that hard to get along with, or I don't know. But we will be seeing a Minecraft movie, it looks like, sometime in 2019. With this new director leaving, maybe that'll push it to 2020. I've never played Minecraft myself. I know people swear by it. I just don't like it, I guess. I played it once or twice, didn't care for it, and left it at that. If you love Minecraft, which I know a ton of people do, you will be seeing a movie based on this beloved game. Okay, Valiant Comics Bloodshot. Vin Diesel released or teased on his Instagram that filming for the Valiant Bloodshot movie has begun. This is like I said, Valiant Comics character. Sony's taking it over. Sony doesn't have the greatest record with superhero movies. I hope that this changes. Vin Diesel's very popular. I'm hoping that he brings Bloodshot to popularity. The Valiant universe is very vast and diverse and very intertwined. Most of the characters know about each other. their timelines are all tied together. We will find out. It's due out in theaters on February 21st, 2020. Bloodshot from Valiant Comics. I know there's a deal with Sony for a multi-movie. There's a multi-movie deal with Sony from Valiant Comics, so we should be seeing more of those Valiant characters. Hopefully, Bloodshot makes them a ton of money, and we start in the option even more movies from Valiant Comics characters. I'd love to see a Quantum and Woody movie. So you hear that, Sony? Quantum and Woody. Okay, Warner Brothers there's not a lot of information on this shit. They just kind of leaked it. They're going to develop a Supergirl movie. That's right. Kara Jor-El is going to be in her own movie from Warner Brothers. Like I said, not much. We don't even know much about the plot line when it's coming out, but we will see just how well this Supergirl movie does in theaters. Great character. Her TV show on CW is doing great. If you're looking to see the same actress, DC has they have a habit of picking someone different for the movies than they do for their TV shows. I think a lot of that has to do with filming times. They're just not available to be doing both. Those poor actresses and actors would be so tired of having to do the TV show and the movie, and then all the press to promote it. And I can understand why they're going with different characters. Although I wouldn't mind seeing the continuity, I don't wish that upon any of those people be run that ragged for a character. I don't want them to get burned out. I'd rather see them do really well with the TV and then really well with the movie. So look for Supergirl. No certain date. They haven't even got a script yet, so you got to figure it's going to be a couple years. Back to Valiant. We were just talking about Valiant with Bloodshot. Well, now another popular character for Valiant, Faith Herbert, is going to return to comics in Dreamside #1, which will see her alongside Dr. Mirage. We will, if you're not reading Valiant, pick them up, give them a chance. They're really good. If you're not sure, a lot of comic stores will have the $1 reprint variants. If not, drop $10 and pick up a trade paperback and read, because these guys' stories are so great and all their characters are so intertwined. They can make a killer movie series out of this. The universe for Valiant is just so cohesive. So yeah, look for September 26th. Look for Faith, Dreamside #1. You'll see her and Dr. Mirage. Okay, let's end this with movies again. You got Movie Pass. We've reported a couple times already. Movie Pass having problems. They were circling the drain for a while. They promised more than what they could pay for. I mean, $9.95 a month, and you get to watch one movie every day for free. For that, well, not for free. For that fee, you could watch one movie a day. That's 30 movies. If you would be living in the theater, but that's a potential of 30 movies a month, or 31 depending on the month. 28 if it's February. I don't understand how they could pay for that, even if you only went every other day or a couple times a week. An average movie ticket anymore is from 11 to $15, depending on where you're at, unless you catch a matinee, and even then it's upwards of 10. They were in a bad way. They had to suspend service a couple times so they could pay off their debt. It was several million. Now they've tried a couple different things. They tried first to say, during peak times, the price, you'll have to pay an extra surcharge for this. That wasn't really popular. They said, okay, well, you can only watch each movie once. So if I wanted to watch, you couldn't watch Avengers Infinity War every day for a week, because it would only let you watch it the one time, and then it would be grayed out where you couldn't select it. Then they started saying, okay, well, now first run movies, you can't even watch those been out for a week. They've been all over the board on what they've been trying. Their newest thing is they did some research, and they said on average people using MoviePass watch about 3 to 4 movies a month. So it's okay. Well, we're going to limit Movie Pass to 3 movies per month. And then after that, if you want, that 4th movie on, you can get discounts of up to, $5 or $6 off each movie. Not a bad deal. I mean, not as good as unlimited like they had before. Still not a bad deal. $10, you get to watch 3 movies. So you're watching 1 movie, getting 2 free, the way I look at it. The Movie Pass deal has actually made me go watch more movies because I want to get my worth out of this subscription. So I would go and watch movies that I had no intention of watching before, and ended up actually liking a couple of them. And also, I have a hard time going to the movie without buying popcorn. It's you got to have popcorn at the movie to enjoy it right. All the concessions and movies, these theaters make most of their money off of concessions anyway. The ticket price is just enough to cover their rental of the movie, and they're getting their money anyway from Movie Pass. So I don't know why the theaters will be complaining, because they get paid regardless from Movie Pass. You think they'd want to help Movie Pass out to keep them afloat, to get more people into the theaters. And there has been an uptick in movie attendance. So I can't directly attribute that to Movie Pass. I would like to think that it is. If you owned Movie Pass stock, oh God, I'm so sorry. It plummeted. I mean, I think it just fell back under $1. If it stays under that $1 for so long, I think they even take it off of the listings for NASDAQ. So Movie Pass, let's see if this 3 movies a month gains popularity. I'm not canceling mine yet. They haven't made it to where it's not worth it for me. I was probably one of those people who averaged 3 to 4 a month movies. I just didn't have time to go every day. But the one thing I liked about Movie Pass is it was good at theaters everywhere. When we travel, I would watch a movie in New York using Movie Pass, in Chicago, Portland. It just depends on where you're at. The Movie Pass worked with probably 99% of the theaters. So I will keep you updated as we find out more about Movie Pass. If you are not subscribed to them yet, I think maybe you might want to wait before you jump in and see what's going to happen. If you are subscribed to them, I wouldn't cancel just yet. Same reason, just let's wait and see. Like I said, it's still a value to me. It's not as great a value as it was in the beginning, but it's still a value. You're getting for $10 to see 3 movies. I'll let you make that decision, but that's how I see it. That is the last thing I have for you guys today. So as always, come back tomorrow and catch the news for tomorrow. I'll try to keep you up to date on everything. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, leave a comment on this video. If you don't do the video thing, you can listen to us on podcast, talknerdypodcast.com. You can also find us on iTunes at Talk Nerdy to Me. Just if you're on iTunes, please subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us a good rating. That helps boost us up on iTunes so that we show up and get more people subscribing to us. And as always, later, nerds.
Properties, good morning.
Hello, my name is